Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to rank all of these strawberry jams, conserves, fruit spreads, commonly available from Coles and Woolworths. Which one is best? Settle in and let's find out. On the last episode, we tried the old Coles strawberry jam versus the new Coles strawberry jam. I haven't given them taste scores yet because I need a point of reference. So let's try all of these and I'll update you on the taste scores of those two at the end of this video. Up first for today, Gardener strawberry jam. Now this particular one is actually from Woolies. Woolies no longer does the Woolies branded strawberry jam, which is a pity. This is their current value product, 450 grams, about $2.50, same as the Coles competitor. Ingredients, 63% sugars, 8 milligrams of salt. This one's only 40% real strawberries. This one is extremely dark. This Gardener strawberry jam, I tried it back to back. These two are effectively the same size, the same price. Which one do I prefer more? They're both quite sweet. This one tastes a little bit more artificial than this particular flavor. To me at least, this tastes a bit more natural. I'm going to have to give it to the Woolies. It gets 6 out of 10. Up next, the Cotes. Now I remember these used to be 500 grams. It's now only 375. Here's an older bottle. That's when they were 500 grams. Another victim of the cost of living crisis. Here's a summary of the ingredients. I'll keep the table updated as we go along. Let's find out how this one tastes. This one's quite light in color. Oh, that's good. Real fruit pieces. Cotes strawberry jam. I've compared it back to back with the Woolworths one. This one is a bit more natural tasting. The Woolworths one is just sweet all the time, and there is no other flavor to it whatsoever. In comparison, this one's a bit more natural. It does have a little bit of sourness to it, which strawberries do actually have. The Cotes gets a respectable 7 out of 10. Up next, the Roses strawberry conserve. Here are the ingredients. Just a quick side note, these new Roses strawberry conserves are 375 grams. Here's an old bottle for comparison. This is back when they used to be 500 grams. Quite unfortunate, another company has downsized their product, but that's the world we live in, I suppose. I just compared Roses back to back with the Cotes. I find myself preferring the Cotes strawberry jam. The Roses strawberry conserve, it's a bit too sweet and a bit too intense for me. I don't think it needs to be this sweet. As such, it gets 5.5 out of 10. Up next, Baker's strawberry jam. Here's a summary of the ingredients. One interesting comment about this one, it's a bit more watery. Just in terms of taste, this one's quite similar to the Cotes. Consistency wise, they're very different. This one's more gelatinous. This one is a bit more runny. I do find myself preferring the Baker's a little bit more. This one is quite distinctive. It's very sweet and it's very intense. I do find it quite pleasant. The Baker's gets a solid 8 out of 10. Up next we have Saint Dalfour. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that correctly.
Geleia Saint Dalfour.
Anyways, this one is a fruit spread. Now, a fruit spread, from what I can tell, has to have a certain amount of fruit within and is normally a more natural product. This one, for example, 100% fruit, no cane sugars, no corn syrups. It has over 50% strawberries used within. And as far as the ingredients, here it is on a table. A side note, 50% or more fruit, no syrups and cane sugar, with less than 50% sugar. Now you might have noticed this is quite large. This is actually a 500 gram jar. It's available as a twin pack from Costco. Now this one, I must admit, is one of our family favorites, and that's why we bought the big twin pack. Our value for money score is calculated on the smaller supermarket jar, which is only 284 grams. So do keep that in mind. How does it taste? Right, The Saint Dalfour. This one strikes a really good balance. The sweetness is not overpowering. It's noticeably less sweet than most of the other ones we've had so far. As such, it gets 9 out of 10. And moving on, we have 2 from Bonnie Maron. One of them is a strawberry conserve, whereas the other one is a strawberry spread. The strawberry spread, reduced sugar, so this one is relying more so on a natural sweetness. Conserve, on the other hand, has quite a lot more sugar in it. Value for money wise, these two are very similar. They're both getting up there. The strawberry spread is coming in at over 20. How do they taste? Let's find out. I didn't think there'd be that much of a difference, considering this one's $6.95 and this one's $6.70. Before this episode, I actually thought they were the same thing. This one is a far more natural product. It tastes very much like strawberries. It's by far the best we've had so far. As far as I'm concerned, a 10 out of 10. This one here, whilst the strawberry conserve is still pleasant, it certainly doesn't taste as good as a spread does. I just find the conserve a little bit too sweet. The flavour is very pleasant. I do enjoy this, just not as good as this one. The conserve gets 8.5 out of 10. And up next, Beerenberg Australian Strawberry Jam. Here's a quick summary of the ingredients. This one very high on sugars at 67%, 51% strawberries. All right, having tried the Beerenberg back to back with the Bonnie Maron, I do find this one to be a bit sweeter than it needs to be. There is a natural sourness of the strawberries present here. In isolation, I certainly do like this. It gets 7 out of 10. And lucky last, we have Natva, 85% less sugar, strawberry fruit spread. This one's quite small at 240 grams. In terms of price, this being $6, it's got the worst value for money score out of the lot, but there's a very good reason for that. If you look at here, it's extremely low on sugars at only 5.4 grams. It uses Natva sweeteners, 55% strawberries. As such, this product scores a near perfect ingredient score at 9.44 out of 10. It's one of the only ones with a 4-star health rating, but all I want to know is, how does it taste? Interestingly, this is also quite dark, similar to the much worse for you Gardener from Woolworths. I've given up eating this with bread. I'm just going to eat that straight up. What do we think of the Natva? I do appreciate that this is a fruit spread. If you're an all natural sort of person and you don't like any of this artificial stuff towards the left here, this is definitely the one for you. However, unfortunately, I don't think I'm used to this flavor. This is not for me. This one is beginning to taste like crushed strawberries. 5 out of 10. Basically, I can take it or leave it. Okay, now it's time for a conclusion. Firstly, let me just say I'm extremely disappointed that Coles has discontinued their old strawberry jam. This new replacement is nowhere near as good as the last one. However, such is life. Let's move on to the final rankings. Here's a table, and our overall winner is the Saint Dalfour. This one is a solid choice in terms of taste. It's above average in terms of ingredients, and it scores the most amount of bonus points for quite a few reasons. It has 50% or more fruit, no syrups or cane sugar. Real fruit is used. It's low in sugar, being under 50%. It scores a possible 4 out of 5 bonus points. Moving on, in second place, the Bonnie Maron, like the Saint Dalfour, has excellent ingredients and gets 4 bonus points. It offers poor value for money, but in this case, with the French brands, more money is in fact buying you higher quality. In unofficial third place, and an honourable mention, the old Coles Strawberry Jam. It offered, past tense, 10 out of 10 value. Taste was quite good at 6.5, and overall, the ingredients weren't too bad either. Up next is the Cotes. I quite like the taste of this. There's actually real strawberry pieces inside. It's a good all-rounder, and it's available at a reasonable price. Disappointingly, the new Coles strawberry jam, whilst it does offer very good value for money, much like the old one, it's not quite as good in terms of ingredients. It doesn't stack up in terms of taste. In terms of value products, I don't particularly like either of the Woolworths or the Coles new recipe. As such, sneak preview for next week, we're going to be trying the value products from IGA, and the week after that, from Aldi supermarkets. And that concludes today's episode. Thanks for watching. See you all for the next one.